Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Hello, nice to see so many of you back again. So I'm not going to play my Make with Meg theme tune this week, trying to avoid getting thrown off the air. So we're just going to go straight into a little craft along without any music. I hope you've all had lovely weeks. I'm wondering what the highlights of your week so far have been. I treated myself this morning and I washed my hair. So now my hair feels nice and smooth. I feel really comfortable, even though it looks a bit like a puffy mushroom. Feels really good. So I'm just taking joy in the little things. And for the first time yesterday, I actually wore sandals and I'm really enjoying it. So welcome back to Make with Meg's casual craft along for a Thursday morning. And I've had loads of amazing pictures shared with me from last week's Make with Meg. So I'm just going to show you them actually. We did ID cards last week on our craft along, and I had this amazing picture sent in from Felix and Ione. They're amazing ID cards, great use of collaging with the letters, beautiful illustrations, and an amazing rosette as well. What an amazing ID card you've got there, and like an ID little badge. So I thought I'd put my rosette on today. I love a rosette. It's a nice little fashion accessory, really, isn't it? And then we have this one here, which is in somebody's craft corner. Some people up north, I believe, the Harrisons. We have got Milo and Rory's amazing ID cards here. Hi, Bella and Arlo. Hello, guys. That were in their corner of their art room. Fantastic ID cards, guys. Absolutely love them. We have got, last week, I got a photo sent over from Josie and Leela, who made these amazing ID cards. I think they've even got like colourful pipe cleaner streamers on the bottom, which is amazing. So thank you for sending these pictures over. Hello, Nell and Brooke. Hello, Mufti Games. Hi, guys. And the last picture I'm going to show you that I got sent in is from Australia. And we have got Seth and Casper here, who made their amazing ID badges and created their own little wax seal stamps out of felt tip pens and some bits of like felt ribbon, which is pretty cool. So amazing ID cards shared with me from last week's make. I love seeing what you guys make. Fantastic. Oh, Josie and Leela, you're just joining us. And I was just showing everyone your amazing artwork from last week that your mum sent me a picture of. It's absolutely beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. So do keep sending in your pictures of the things you make with the hashtag Make with Meg, because I love seeing what you guys make and the way in which you do it. So No Worries is with me here this morning. And today we are doing something topical. We are making signs of the times. So at the moment, I've been having like loads of things where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a moment in history and I need to record it. And one of the things is I just found myself collaging with what I call a junk email. So it's an email not from anyone that I want to reply to, but just one that normally you would just put in your virtual delete box, in your bin box on your email account. And so I found myself just collaging randomly with some neon card this face mask. I don't even know why I was doing it. And I was thinking, I need to keep some of these things because they're kind of like signs of our times and what's happening right now. And these are like our moments in history. But also, it's good to record the beautiful things like the love and the kindness. And I suddenly made this little miniature placard because out on my one little daily bit of exercise each day, I've been seeing these NHS, we love the NHS signs, and loads of people are making like the the S into like a Superman S, which is pretty cool. So it got me thinking, like, I want to make some nice little signs of the times that I'm going to keep to remind myself of this moment in time for years to come, really. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the materials list of things that I'm going to ask you guys to source from around the house and bring to the screen right now are, if you guys could find some cards, like a cereal box card is absolutely fine, or just a bit of cardboard, only a tiny bit, doesn't need to be very much at all, like this big. So like 20 centimetres squared, maximum really, of a bit of cardboard. I'm using cardboard, but you could just use card if you want to, that's totally cool. Any kind of sticky tape would be really cool if you guys could get any of that. Some glue, and that could be any kind of glue. It could be a wet glue like a PVA, or it could be a Pritt stick. Some pens, so any kinds of like felt tip pens you've got. If you've got gel pens and you're really into your stationery, grab those out. And I've also got that, I haven't put on this list, like a little stash of bits of papers that I've found. So bits of white paper, bits of black paper, bits of coloured paper, any kinds of bits of paper that you have around your house that you really like crafting with. Maybe it's bits of wrapping paper. Then if you guys bring those, that would be great. A little bit of string or thread. So this could be from a sewing box, a bit of thread, or it could be just be like normal string. That's totally fine if you've got any of that. It can be ribbon, anything like that. And then a pair of scissors. And if you would like to, you could grab a stick, but we'll come to the stick bit later, because I think most of us are going to be making the same thing, which won't involve a stick. However, there's a different option later on down the line, which I can talk you through. So I think we've got a few more people just joining the group, which is brilliant. So I'm just going to hold this up for just a few more moments so you guys can make sure that you grab those little bits. So for those people just joining us, we are making Signs of the Times artworks today, which are going to be like little A-boards. So an A-board is something that you kind of quite often, shops and galleries and all sorts of places will put that like blackboard outside their house, and if you turn it to the side, it makes a letter A, which is why it's called an A-board. And so those little signs that are outside shops that say special offer or have like news from the newspaper, the headlines on, those kinds of things. I like your pictures from Brooke. Oh, thanks, Brooke. Brooke likes everyone's pictures. Thanks, Brooke. So we're going to be making little A-board, miniature A-board, little signs of the times, of things that are happening right now that we can keep in our like memory box for years to come and remember this moment. So for those people just joining us, I'm just going to give you a little bit of time just to go and grab these things from around your house. So a bit of cardboard or some card. It could be a cereal box card. That's totally fine. Any kind of tape, any kind of glue, any kind of pens, and if you have any nice little bits of paper, coloured paper or normal paper or recycled paper or wrapping paper, any nice little scraps of paper would be lovely. Some string or some thread, some scissors, and later on possibly some sort of stick, which could be like a kebab skewer or a lollipop stick or a stick from outside, but we'll come to that bit later on. Don't worry yourselves if you haven't got a stick right now. So I think I'm going to leave it at that, and there will be time later on to just grab things if you haven't got everything on the list. And I'm going to ask you to come over with me to the task station with No Worries, and we're going to get started. We're going to start making. Fantastic. So let's go. So I've got to fly you over. Here we go. We got set up. Okay, so for those of you that are new to Make with Meg's Craft Along, the thing about it is that I did make loads of amazing music to play, but YouTube just keep cutting me off because at this moment in time, they're so busy that they have got robots that just detect when you're playing music and they just throw you off the air. So if, like me, you like to craft with some music in the background, please feel free to pop your favourite songs on and listen to some music and bob along while we do this. I wish I was playing it myself, but I just can't, guys. So, thanks, Brooke. Amazing. So this is the kind of thing we're going to be making. This here is like a little miniature A board, which is my sign of the times. So I've put like 2 things on my sign of the times. I realised that there's loads of chat at the moment about bog roll. Absolutely loads of it, like all over. Everyone's going on about it. There was Mother's Day cards with loo roll jokes on them. There was all sorts of things. I don't know anyone that hasn't made a loo roll joke. So that is something that I feel is a real sign of the times. So I put a loo roll on one side of mine. And then on the other side here, I just also noticed that there's loads of kindness and loads of love around. So so I made like a little heart, and I just stamped with some little letter stamps that I've got kindness on the other side. So that was my little sign of the times quick mock-up. And I'm just going to run through stage by stage how to make that now with you guys. So the first thing you need to do is... So you need to choose your card base and cut 2 pieces the same size. So I'm using cardboard for mine, and I need some scissors. So if you're doing this with your parents and family, please just make sure that they help you with this, because I think you might need like slightly sharper scissors for cutting through card. So just make sure that your parents are on hand to help you with this little bit. So I've got a... Here we go. So I think I'm going to do mine actually I found this, I'm going to draw around this piece of card twice, because then I know that my A board will be exactly the same size. So I'm going to maximize my space on this nice bit of cardboard. I'm going to use a pencil, I'm going to draw around, I'm going to cut it out. So you need to get 2 pieces of card or cardboard cut the same size. So I'm just going to do that now. Oh, great. I hope everyone's had a really nice week so far. I feel like I've had a much nicer week this week. Now the sun is shining. I've started thinking about ways that I can go on holiday in my own home, which has been pretty exciting. I'm wondering if anyone else has also been getting the holiday vibe from your own home. So I'm cutting out my card now. Fantastic. A few more people have just joined. So if you're just joining us at this point, what we're doing today is we're making sign of the times, little signs. And the first thing that you need is some card or some cardboard, just a small amount. And we're cutting out 2 oblongs of any size that are the same size. So I've just drawn around a piece of card. You might want to measure a shape with a ruler. You may have a shape around your house that you could locate to draw around. And what I love about this is everyone's so individual. It's just using what you've got, isn't it, really? None of us can get to art shops, so utilise. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces now, the same size. Now what I'm going to do to try and make my A board a little bit more like an A board is I'm actually going to cut a little bit out of here so that it looks a bit like it's got this frame going around, and then it's got the 2 legs, a bit like an A board that you'd see outside of a shop. So I'm just wondering if I just go for it really, as opposed to be really neat. Just thinking of the best way. Oh, I'll get a ruler, or you could get a sharp edge. I could use this bit of card again and just kind of like measure that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and in here. Okay. Okay, so can you see that I have just drawn, probably not with a pencil, this shape at the bottom of mine,
And I'm going to cut that out now. So mine looks more like an A board with little legs when I cut it out. These need to be thick enough to stand up, but not super thick. So if I cut mine out, you'll probably see a little bit more clearly. And I'm going to cut down here too. Okay, so I've got this shape now. So I have my square and I've cut the bottom off like this. And now I don't need to use this to draw around the other one because these two pieces were originally the same size. And so what I can do is I can just lock them together like this. And I can just draw in here and then I can cut that piece out too. So they're the same size. Hey, Seth and Casper, lovely to see you guys again, joining me from Australia. I just showed a picture actually at the start of this episode of your amazing ID cards that you made last week. Everyone loved them. So thanks, guys. So for those people just joining us now, we are making Sign of the Times, which are like little placards, model placards, or little model A boards, like those signs that sit outside shops. But instead of putting like special offers or breaking news headlines or anything like that, we are just going to put little memories on each side that record where we're at right now, and what we're feeling and what we're experiencing in our daily life. So we can keep these in our sort of memory banks for the future. So now I have two pieces like this. And that's going to be an amazing A board. Already starts to look like something you'd see outside of a shop. Absolutely love it. So, number 2 is to stick your mini sandwich board together at the top using tape. So the way in which I'm going to do this is I'm going to lay my two pieces down flush like this, and I'm actually just going to use a bit of masking tape for the top beforehand, just so that I can line that up right. You could use any kind of tape, and you're just going to put a piece of tape all the way along here. So the problem we always have is finding the end of the masking tape. I only have myself to blame, but I remember that being a real argument in our house when I was growing up. If you mess up the tape. Right, so then we're going to stick that down here. And then I can fold these pieces over. And I'll just put another little bit on the inside as well, just for extra strength. Okay, and then I'm going to fold my A board. So now it's starting to feel like it wants to stand up. We're going to fasten it later on. I'm going to show you how to do that, but it feels like it has quite a bit of strength in it now. If it was just to be pinched there, it would stand up pretty brilliantly. So we're going to leave it like that, and our two pieces are stuck together like this. So number 3 is add a blackboard, a whiteboard, or a coloured panel to each side of your A board. So your A board eventually will stand up like this. But to work on it, we're going to keep it lying down like this. And so what I mean by that is when you see outside of shops these sandwich boards, they usually have a little blackboard panel on in these areas here that the shop owners can like write special offers on, or come in and grab your coffee, that kind of thing. So I've got a little bit of black card. I'm going to put that on there, but sometimes you get them that have got like whiteboards on. So you could even put a bit of white paper over there. Or you could just use a bit of coloured card and put a coloured little panel in there, and pretend it was like pre-printed as opposed to something that is like written on daily and wiped off. So definitely for one side I'm going to use a blackboard bit, and I may use a white bit of card or a coloured bit of card for the other bit. I haven't quite decided. So I'm going to grab my bit of black card. You can grab a bit of paper or card or anything that you've got, wrapping paper, anything to make your little panel with now. Okay, so this is my piece here. And now, what's quite good is with these bits that you cut out from underneath, you could use these to kind of get a measure for how wide your panel is going to be. So the pieces that you cut out from the bottom here, just take one of those and you're going to draw around. Well, I can go right into the corner with this, and I know that that's as wide as it's going to be. So I'm going to go along here like this, but I know it's going to be a little bit taller than that. So I'm just going to measure that there. Maybe that's about right, actually, for my whole panel. Might go a little bit taller. And you're just going to panel it in there. And you're going to cut this out. Okay. And then if I was to pop that on there, you could see it would suddenly look a little bit like a blackboard. So I am just going to use, to stick that on there, good old-fashioned glue stick. Okay. Let's stick that on there. And if I turn around my little A board on the other side here, I might do the other side in white, like it's a little whiteboard actually. So I'm just going to grab some little bit of scrap of white paper that I got. Here we go. I literally just grabbed that out of the recycling. I'm just going to use that. I'm going to draw around here like this. And again, I'm going to go just a little bit higher. I'm going to round that off at the top. And I'm just going to cut out, I'm going to cut out that square now as well. You can't really see that very well on the camera, but fab. Oh yeah, and then if I stick this on here, it would look like a little whiteboard panel on that side. I'm just going to trim it down a slight bit. Don't know why. As I go. I feel like everyone must be very focused right now. Okay, I'm just taking my time with it because I know that some people will be running around trying to get materials as we go, and I just don't want anyone to miss out. So now I've got my little A board. You could have white panels on both sides, or you could have a black panel on one side, however you like. Oh, you're very focused, are you there? The Hollyoaks are focusing hard. Fantastic. And so the next bit really is the bit to have loads of fun with. And the reason we're not like constructing our A board into an A board right now, but we're leaving it flat down, is so we can work on this area a little bit. We can work on one side, then move it around and work on the other side. And if we were to construct it, it would just be really tricky because it's you know, cardboard, so it's hard to press on and work with. And we don't want to break our little A board legs too soon. So the next bit's the real fun bit. We are going to be adding your memories of this moment in history to each side. So for those people who only just joined, These are kind of my key moments in history right now. I mean, I've just been getting loads of emails, junk emails about masks. I have been noticing a lot of funny hilarity around like a loo roll around. I've also been noticing absolutely loads of acts of kindness, people being really lovely, really generous to each other. And so those are the two things that I'm going to put on mine. Perhaps it is that in this moment of time, you have like a special toy that you didn't have before, or you have a new routine, or there's something that you're doing in this moment of time that you don't normally do. And that could be your memory for one side of your A board. So it could be absolutely anything. Perhaps during this time you've realised that you love baking and you've like made that a new hobby. So anything that says where you're at in this moment of time is what's going to go on your sign of the times boards. So you could do that via just getting pens and colouring in on the white bit. If, like me, you've got a blackboard like this, I'm going to show you a couple of options of what to do next, but maybe I'll start working on the white piece first. So, okay. What am I going to go for? So we've got, just trying to decide which way to go really. I'm going to have loo rolls on one side, and I've just got these little stars, and I decided just to print these letters with some letter and ink stamps that I've got lying around. I'm aware you guys might not have, so it's fine just to handwrite stuff. That would also look really cool. You could use special pens or colouring pencils or anything you like. And I've got kindness. So I think one, I want to have like a yellow loo roll, and on the other side I maybe just want to have like loads of love hearts or something like that. So I'm trying to decide the best way to do it really. I'm trying to think of a nice I guess I've heard a lot more when I've just been out and about, people saying to their neighbours, if there's anything I can do, anything at all. And I thought that's a really nice thing. So I might do a little speech bubble on this side where I'm going to put the kindness of someone saying that. So I think I'm just going to doodle that away now, actually, with a little pen. Maybe there's some nice things that you've heard people say. I'm going to put that in a little speech bubble. I'm going to put that in a little speech bubble. And that's kind of a nice little representation of kindness. Perhaps you've done something kind for your neighbours or your friends, and you could put that thing on your there. So I'm writing a nice message on one side to represent the acts of kindness that are going on. Just drawing a little speech bubble. And then I've made this little kindness star that I'm going to put on one side. So I'm actually just going to use a little bit of double-sided sticky tape to stick that on. Maybe put it on the bottom like that. I'm trying to think of the best way. Oh, and it could go on the top, couldn't it? Because it could poke up a bit. Yeah, it could poke up a bit like that. So I'm going to use a little bit of sticky tape, but you could also just use a little bit of glue if you were sticking pieces on that could go on there. So I'm going to just grab a bit of this double-sided sticky tape to stick on this kindness star. Perhaps you could doodle a picture of something kind, or the pictures of, we've been doing lots of clapping, haven't we, for the NHS in England. So perhaps you could draw people's hands clapping. Or you could write the word clapping. You could draw lots of happy faces of people coming together and being really nice and helpful. Oh. I'm going to stick that on the top like that. So I've got my kindness side on here, which is my little sign of the times on that side. And now I'm trying to think for my others. Oh no, I'm going to carry on a little bit actually. So what I'm also going to do, I think I'm just going to cut out some love hearts because there's just loads of love around at the moment. And I'm going to stick those as with a Pritt stick on this side. So I've just got these little pre-painted papers that I painted with paint that I use for all sorts of different workshops and things. You might have some nice wrapping paper or some of that. Actually, really topical. That loo roll that loads of people have got that's wrapped in really nice papers. You could actually use that because that's topical material all in all, isn't it? Anything you've got that you could make some nice little shapes out of that you could cut and stick on. So I'm going to do some love hearts because I think there's a lot of love around at the moment. And that's something that I feel is very particular to this time. So I'm just freehand cutting out some little hearts. So one way in which you could do that, if you don't already know how to do this, is you could fold a little bit of paper if you wanted to cut out a heart, and you could draw one side of the heart on, and then you'd get a perfectly symmetrical heart. So what I mean by that is I folded a bit of paper over, I've drawn this shape, and now I'm going to cut that out. And what that's going to give me is it's going to give me a perfectly symmetrical little love heart like this. So I'm going to stick some of these love hearts down with some glue. Get a couple more actually. Sometimes you can just do these freehand as well. So you could just do the shape freehand if you're confident. So always ask your, sometimes it's easier to, if you've got brothers and sisters, to tell them what, to share with each other the kind of things you've been noticing that make this time feel very different when you're not at school. What kind of signs of the times are you guys going to be putting on your signs? Anyone got any good ideas they want to share? Oh yeah, that's lovely. Great. So I'm sticking my love hearts down on my kindness side. Family time. Yeah, there's loads of family time right now, isn't there? Which is good. It's really good. I mean, you could even get a little photograph of your family and stick that on one side of your A-board if you've got one. Or if not, you could draw one. You could draw a picture of your family. That'd be great. So I'm going to do another little heart like this. So if you weren't looking then, I'll show you now. You just draw one half of your heart, which is this kind of crescent shape like this, on a bit of paper that is folded. And then when you cut that out, that's going to create a very perfectly symmetrical love heart shape. Fantastic. There's going to be lovely little mementos of historic moments in time that are particular to you and to where you're at right now. Perhaps there's just a book you've started reading that you've never listened to before. I started listening to audiobooks, actually. That's something that could have gone on mine. I haven't really listened to them before, but I realised it's all about the person telling the story that makes it so good. Here we go. I'm cutting some more love hearts. Oh, that one is not so good. I'm going to try and turn it in. Okay, I think I'm almost there with one side of my A board. I'm going to start on the second side very shortly. So if you guys start finishing up the one side of your sign of the times design, we're going to be turning our A boards round and working on the other side in just a moment. So okay, so this is what one side of my A board now looks like. It's got like a big star at the top that says kindness, because that's one thing I've really noticed during this time. I've got loads of love hearts all around it. And I've got this message that I keep hearing my neighbours saying to each other and to me, and that I say to people, if there's anything I can do, anything at all. And I feel like that's a real phrase that I'm hearing a lot. So I took a white bit of paper, like a white panel, which I think looks a little bit like a whiteboard. And so I'm imagining that this could have just been drawn on with a little whiteboard pen, really. And then if I turn around on the other side of my A board, I've still got quite a, I've got a blank side here, just with my blackboard panel. And I'm going to start working on that side now. So I'm going to turn that side round to face me. So this is the side where I am going to be putting a little design based on loo roll lols, because there's loads of them. Mother's Day cards with loo roll jokes on, absolutely jokes galore on the whole loo roll situation. So I feel for me that's a real sign of the times that I'm going to have to remember. So I'm going to find a place to stick that on the top again. I'm going to use my little bit of double-sided sticky tape again to stick that on there. But you could use a bit of glue, anything you like. I'm sticking, if you've got any bits that you want to be poking out over the top, just remember only to glue the very bottom of your star here, because that is what's going to be stuck at the top, so that when your card folds like this, you can have these pop-up pieces that aren't sticking together, but you can see from each side. So I'm going to put a little bit of sticky tape at the bottom of my star. Oh, I don't know if anyone can hear that. That's actually my doorbell going right now. I hope YouTube don't throw me off, because it is a little bit of a musical interlude, isn't it? That'll be Trey funny and dead annoying all at once. I mean, my partner's he's on a conference call right now, so I don't think he's going to be that happy about that either. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? Okay, I'm going to find a way to stick that on here. Fab. So my focus of this side now is going to be loo roll lols. So I think I'm going to try and draw another little loo roll. And because it's the blackboard side, I'm going to draw it on a coloured bit of paper, or you could do it on a plain bit of paper, and then you could cut it out and stick it over the top of the blackboard bit. And on the blackboard bit, which is I've just used a bit of black paper, you can use pencils to show up really well. You can use actual chalk. You could use if you've got a gel pen, you could use a gel pen, just to put any words or scribbles or anything to make it look like it's an actual blackboard. So you could doodle straight onto the black bit, or you could use a bit of coloured paper or card to draw a design, cut it out, and stick it on. So so I am going to copy this loo roll drawing that I did last week, and so I can kind of talk you through that if anyone else is doing loo roll and they want to do one a bit similar. I'm going to do it on this nice bit of paper, I think. Yeah, got a nice bit of yellow paper, which I feel is a bit loo rolly. You know, it's a bit smeary, so you know, make what you will of that. So I'm going to use a pencil first of all, and then I'm going to go over it with a black pen afterwards, but you could use coloured pens or go for whatever you like. So to draw a loo roll, first thing I am going to do is I am going to draw a sort of squished circle at the top like this. So an oval or a squished circle that looks a bit like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line down like this. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to round off the bottom so it's in line with here. So I've rounded off here. Okay. And then I am going to flick round and flick round like this. So I've got something like this. And then I'm going to join up the edge like this. See how it's coming a loo roll now? It's coming into focus. And then I am going to put my dotted lines, but for a piece. Instead of putting it here, actually, I'm just going to put it here maybe, so it looks like the piece is about to come off, but hasn't quite come off. So I'm just going to do a dotted line, which symbolises like my one piece, you know, the tear bit, a dotted line along here. And now what I'm going to do at the top here is I'm going to draw another little squished circle or an oval inside the other one, which would look a little bit like the inside of the roll. Do you see? And then you've got your little loo roll drawing. So I'm just going to go round my loo roll drawing now, using a little black pen that I've got. You might have a felt pen or anything like that, or maybe you just want to leave it as a pencil drawing. That's totally cool. I'm going to go round mine with a black pen and just test out my pen in the corner first to see what it looks like. Sometimes when you don't have pens that have got much juice left in them as well, you just don't know how it's going to work on the paper. Actually, I'm going to have to use a Sharpie, I think. This pen on this paper is not working that well. I've got a gold pen, which does look quite nice, actually. I think I need a Sharpie, so I'm just going to try and find one. Oh, I think I got a Sharpie, but is it a rubbish one? Sometimes these things are. Okay, I think this is okay. It's kind of got a nib that's gone a bit flat, but I'm just going to use it anyway. So I'm just going to mark up my loo roll that I've drawn now by just going over those lines that I drew with a black pen so it really stands out. I guess actually it'd be really funny if, because I put loo roll lols on mine because I feel like everyone's having massive jokes about loo rolls. But if anyone knows a really good joke, perhaps your loo roll could have a speech bubble. You can put a face on it and it could have a speech bubble coming out of it telling a joke. Because I mean that's what's really symbolic of the moment, isn't it? People just going mad with these loo roll jokes. Does anyone know any good jokes that you could share with me that I could maybe add on to mine? I don't know if anyone does know any jokes. All my jokes are pretty terrible. I think I know some about cheese. That's about as good as it gets. Okay. Fab. So I've drawn around my loo roll now with a black pen. Ah, thanks, Brooke. No worries. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm going to cut out my loo roll. And I'll cut out my loo roll like this. And I'm going to find a little place to stick that on my chalkboard side, and I might actually just stick it a little bit underneath so I can leave a little message above at the top. So I'm going to get a little bit of glue, and I'm going to stick my loo roll on here. Okay, stuck my loo roll on the top here, like this. And yeah, loo roll lols. So oh, what shall I put my loo roll? I might put like a little face on him just to make him look like his little animated loo roll. I think I may even have some tiny little googly eyes. So I might even stick those on. You could maybe draw a little face on your loo roll if you wanted to. Here's my googly eye container. As you can see, I've got an enormous amount of googly eyes. They're my absolute favourite thing to use. So let's just try and find some little teeny weeny tiny ones. And maybe I could make my loo roll have a bit of a personality. So I've got one eye there that's sticky. And I just need to get another one that's sticky. Quite often what I find is they just put a little bit of glue on it. Thanks, Brooke. You're really good at typing. Brooke, do you know any jokes that I could get my loo roll to say? Maybe you do. I'm wondering. So I got two little eyes now on my loo roll. It's really becoming like a little character. And I might just put like a little smile underneath. Oh, he looks so cute. Cute. Little loo roll. So now I just need to say a little joke. I literally don't know. I'm just trying to think of a short, quick joke. I'll just write jokes, I reckon. I'll just write. What do you call a three-legged donkey? Wonky. That is a really good joke, Brooke, and your family. Really good. A three-legged donkey you call wonky. I absolutely love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, great. Okay, I've put jokes now, and now I'm going to try and put that on my little placard somewhere. As you can see, I seem to have like lost my glasses, so now I'm just like leaning in really close to what I'm making. Jokes. So what do you call a three-legged donkey wonky? Okay, so I'm gonna do a little speech bubble then coming out of mine saying that joke, because that is a really good one. What? Oh, this pen is not that good. I'm going to do it with a little black pen. It'll be much better. Stand out. What do you call a three-legged? Okay. So I'm going to put my loo roll is going to be saying this joke now. I'm wondering what else everyone's putting on their signs. What are you guys putting on your signs? Has anyone got a loo roll on theirs as well? Someone else has got family time. I've got kindness on one side and love as my sign of the times. And then on the other side, I've got a loo roll that is telling a joke, because that's just like the joke of the moment. And the joke is, what do you call a three-legged donkey? And then on the inside of my A board, I might just put the answer, wonky, which I think that's pretty cool. Like a little secret message on the inside of my A board. Just a little extra thing that I've just thought of just now. Rainbows, of course, Harrisons. Yeah, rainbows. They are the thing, the message of hope right now, aren't they? Has anyone put a rainbow in their window yet? Because I'm looking to do one, but I haven't had time yet to do one. Trying to think like how I'm interested if anyone's made a rainbow for their window, and how have you done it? Have you just done a drawing? Has anyone got any other ideas for making rainbows that they've done? What do you call a three-legged donkey? Is now what I've got my loo roll saying. And then on the inside, I'm going to write wonky. So it looks like it's saying it back. Get a bit of card for that, I reckon. Okay, so I've got wonky. I'm going to cut that out. Oh, and we're just finishing off in a moment. So if you could all come towards the end, if you're putting a secret message on the inside of your A board, you've got time to do that if you are super, super quick. My secret message is going to be the answer to my joke. I'm just going to slide that in there. If you are still finishing the sides of your A boards, your signs of the times, how do you make sausage roll a toilet paper? Oh, I don't know. Is this a joke, or is this an artistic question? How do you make sausage roll a toilet paper? I don't know. Is this going to have a really gross answer? I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to find out. Oh, and the Hollyoaks in Australia, you put teddies in your window. That's a beautiful idea. That really cheers everyone up. So coming towards the end of your design ideas now. And now what you're going to need is you're going to need that string or that thread or a little bit of ribbon, anything like that, so that we can make our A boards stand up. And so you are going to need to grab yourselves a pencil with a sharpish edge like this. And you can use a little bit of your cut out cardboard that you cut out from before to go underneath. And this kind of can also act as a bit of a measuring tool to get all of your ones in the same place. So I put this under here like this. I'm going to put it down and I'm just going to pop a hole into my A board, and my pencil goes through a nice little way like that, and I can push it back through again the other side to make my hole nice and biggish. And you're going to do that on the other side of your A board here, about the same height. And this is a bit where you may need a bit of help if you're particularly young from an adult to do. You're making a nice hole like this. So now I've got two holes on this side. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side. Again, around the same place and the same height. And put something behind it. Like this. And then, same on this side. And then, like this. Here. Okay. And now what you're going to do is going to use your ribbon or your thread to tie your piece together to hold it up. So I'm using these bits of ribbon that I've got. And I'm going to cut some pieces that are the same size. So my piece of ribbon needs to roughly be probably a little bit longer than both of the holes, because what we're going to do is we're going to go back round on ourselves. We need two pieces the same. So I'm going to cut a piece like this with my scissors. Oh, sorry about that sound. My peg falling off. And then I'm going to cut another piece. Use that piece as a measuring tool so I can get my other piece the same size, like this. Okay, I've got two pieces of ribbon now that I can thread one piece through one half of my A board like this. And if you need to, you can use your pencil as a little tool to poke your ribbon through. You can pinch it out the other side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to try and, this is quite tricky, but you can then poke the ribbon through the other side like this. So then what you will have is you will have your A board like this, and you are just going to, both the ribbons come through these holes and inside here, and you are going to try and tie your ribbon in a knot. I'm trying hard to get you to see this, in a knot inside your A board to hold your A board in place. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Oh, I love my sign of the times. Absolutely love it. I'm actually going to keep this in a nice little space so I can have a little memento of this moment in time and all of the strange but funny and lovely things that have kind of been going on. So we've got that one there. I'm going to try and tie this one in a knot. It's hard for me to get you for me to show you, but I'm going to tie this in a knot here, like this. Well done. I think we have pretty good. Fab. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off any excess bits with my scissors. Like this. Okay. And I'll clear my decks. And that there is my sign of the times. On one side, I've got Leroy Lowles with telling a great joke with a secret answer inside, wonky. And on the other side, I've got kindness and some comments that I've heard of kindness that people have said to each other. How do you get? Did you get my joke? How do you make sausage roll a toilet out of toilet paper? I don't get your joke, guys. I don't get it. Maybe you're going to need to message it to me. Is it about poo? I don't know. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. You might have to message me. So what I would absolutely love is to see what you guys have made and what your signs of the times look like. And I'll be any pictures that are shared with me. You can share pictures. They don't have to have your faces in. They can just be your artworks or your things you've made. If you could share them with me on Instagram or Twitter and use the hashtag #MakeWithMeg, then I can see the pictures of what you've done. I would absolutely love to see them. And yeah, for anyone else who wants to carry on making with Meg, I'm going to carry on doing the casual craft along hour on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. and we'll finish at 11. And if you can't get enough of Make with Meg, I have got a postal service which is on my Patreon, and for £8 a month you get a little package through the post with a creative prop and a little prompt to help you do you. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If we're still in lockdown next week, which I think we probably will be, I'll be doing this for as long as lockdown is on. So hope to see you guys on Thursday next week at 10 a.m. And if you can, please do share with me your amazing signs of the times using the hashtag #MakeWithMeg. Thanks so much, guys. Bye. Thanks, Australia. Thanks, everybody. Take care.